Hey guys, it's Noki. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about the latest Charlotte Tilbury Look of Love Instant Look in the palette. I have both shades with me, so if you're interested, keep watching. If this is the very first time you come across my channel, I am a London-based makeup artist. I tend to like those kind of high-end makeup, so if you're interested in this kind of content, feel free to subscribe my channel and come back weekly for the latest video. So let's start talking about Charlotte Tilbury Look of Love Instant Look in the palette. I never bought any instant look palette, though these two are my first. Okay, let's start from the lighter one. Pretty Blush Beauty. You have 3 really natural eyeshadows on the top and 4 shades for your face. 1 for face powder, 1 for bronzer, 1 for blusher, and 1 is highlighter. So this kind of instant look in the palette, the basic idea of this is you can finish the whole look with just one palette. So let's start talking about this palette shade by shade. The first shade is the Brighten shade. It's a pop shade, a glittery shade. It's a light orangey gold, very beautiful fine glitters. The only downside I would say it's a little bit loose pressed, so when I touch it with my finger, I can kind of feel it moving if I want to take this palette out. I'm a little bit worried this shade will break really easily. So the second shade, the Enhanced shade, it's a warm toned light brown, very easy to apply on, very daily, very natural. The third shade, the Smoke shade, although it's a smoke shade, but it's not too dark as you can see. You can enhance your eye crease just a little bit. If you have more fair skin tone, I think this one will suit you better. On my eye crease, I could barely see it, to be honest. Okay, the fourth shade, it's a matte bronzer, the light bronzer with the yellow tone to it. I could barely see it on myself again, but as I said it before, if you have more fair skin tone, I think this one will suit you just fine. The fifth shade, the highlighter of this palette, it's a light champagne gold, very useful. You can use it on your face or on your brow bone, even on your eyeshadow. The sixth shade, the blusher, it's a light shimmery peach, very light, very natural. I put on quite a bit on my face, but I can only see a tint, so it's not too overpowering. It just gives you the healthy glow on your face. So the last one from this palette, it's a face powder. The color seems to be quite light, but from airbrush powder, it's basically quite translucent. You wouldn't see much color on your face, so I wouldn't be too worried about this shade. Okay, let's start talking the next one, the Glowing Beauty palette. You can see the color story is a bit darker compared to the other one. I would say I like this palette a little bit more just because the other palette on my face, I could barely see the color. It was too natural for my liking, and that's why this one suits me better. So let's start from the first shade, the Brighten shade. It's a warm toned, shimmery light brown, very safe choice for a day-to-day look. The second shade, the Enhanced shade, it's a very beautiful glittery shade. I can see brown, silver, gold, maybe a little bit of pink, fine glitters. The only downside for this shade is it's quite easy to get the surface chunky. I mean, for Charlotte Tilbury's pop shades, we always had this kind of problem after a while because we normally try to apply them with our fingers, and sometimes we got a little bit of skincare left over. It kind of make the surface become harder. I mean, it's quite normal, I know, for the pop shades, but not after just one use. I apply it on my left eye, then when I try to apply on my right eye, I feel the surface become harder already. I'm not so sure why it's this shade like this. The third shade, the Smoke shade, it's dark enough but not too dark. It's a reddish brown. I can totally use this shade to build up the definition for my tiny crease. Also with the reddish pinkish tone, it makes your eye look quite soft, quite feminine. That's what I really like about this shade. The fourth shade, the bronzer, it's a matte bronzer again. It's darker compared to the other bronzer, both yellow tone, but but this one I can definitely see it works on my face. Okay, the fifth shade is a highlighter. It's a warm tone, light bronzy gold. It gives you the sun-kissed vibe. So the sixth shade, the blusher, it's a slightly darker peach with a very beautiful gold shimmer. So it gives you a very healthy glow on your cheek. Okay, the last one, the face powder, air blush powder as well. You can see this is not too much different from the other one. As I said before, it's basically translucent. So after trying on the two Look of Love Instant Look in the palettes from Charlotte Tilbury, I would say these two palettes are very easy to use. You can use these eyeshadows for very natural day-to-day eye looks and some healthy glow on your face and natural bronze. Also the face powder to set the whole face makeup. So if you're looking for something like this, you don't need to think what kind of color combination you're gonna use. You don't need to bring tons of makeup. Just this palette will do. So if you're a very experienced makeup lover, then of course you have some colors similar to this. But if you just start getting into learning makeup, then this kind of instant palette is very useful for you. So here is what I thought about these two Charlotte Tilbury Look of Love Instant Look in the palette. Let me know what you think, which palette you like the most. Leave a comment below and let me know. I will see you next time. Bye bye!